Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today we're going to learn how to use the Sites plugin in ChatGPT. We're going to create a brand new website, edit it using annotations, and look how the Sites plugin can deploy an application that already exists on your computer. I'll also show you how you can set the access level to your site, where to find the analytics, and also set a custom domain to your website. So let's get started. Let's begin by creating our first website. Sites is available through the Sites plugin in ChatGPT. And one of the ways you could use this plugin is by using the @ symbol directly in your prompt. So add in the @ symbol. And here you can search your installed plugins and you should find Sites. You could do pretty much the same thing by going in through the Sites link here within the menu. So select this Sites. And this should open up a list of websites you have already created, if any. And then to create a brand new site, you could go to the create button, select this. And this does pretty much the same thing. It adds in that plugin within your prompt. Before we go this direction, let's actually take a closer look at this plugin. If I open up the plugins page, and under your installed plugins, you should find the Sites plugin here as well. Select this. And if you scroll down, you'll notice that this plugin has two skills. The first one is your Sites building skill, and the second one is your Sites hosting skill. And as it says here, the first skill helps you build websites or like landing pages, portfolios, anything like that. And the Sites hosting skill helps you with publishing and deploying your websites. The reason I wanted to show you these two skills is that Sites can help you build a new application, but it can also help you host a compatible application that you already have created within Codex or another editor. You can also ask Sites to build the project without deploying it immediately. And that gives you a chance to review the website before it becomes available at a production URL. And we'll take a closer look at deploying an existing application later in the video. For our first example, I'm going to use one of the starter ideas at the top of the Sites plugin here. When I select the first example here, ChatGPT fills in the starter prompt automatically. Now, before I send this in, I want to set up my project on my machine. When we generate this website, ChatGPT is going to create real source files on our computer. So I want to create an empty folder and I'll call it My Website. I'll throw this project folder on my desktop and we'll name it My Website. Then we could pull that folder or that project into ChatGPT. We could go this direction, or you go in through this way and then use an existing folder. And then here within the desktop, there's the folder. I'll select that. And now when ChatGPT generates our files, it'll add it within our project folder. We could also add in more information, more details about the website we want created. But for our first example, this would be fine. Let's send this in and let's see what we get. That ran for 7 minutes, and now I'm being asked to choose a visual direction for the new hire portal. Welcome home, a warm feeling, harbor, and North Star, bold, energetic experience. Let's go with the North Star. And I could reply with 1, 2, or 3. So let's just reply with 3 and hit enter. ChatGPT has finished creating our brand new portal, and that took about 15 minutes total. And that wasn't too bad actually, because I had it set to 5.6 so light. ChatGPT has also deployed this to a private URL. You could view that by clicking on this preview here. And if you don't see these links here, you could also find the preview button within the Sites page here. Select the Sites, and you should see your brand new website here. And you can select it to open it in the browser. Let's expand this a little bit. And this looks really good. This site is being hosted by chatgpt.site, as you can see here. And I could currently see this website because I'm signed in and I was the creator of this website. But if you add this URL to a browser tab where you're not signed in, you'll need to sign in to get access to this website. I added the URL to our brand new portal to the browser where I'm not signed in, and I'm being asked to sign in with my ChatGPT account so I can get access to the portal. Now let's look at different ways we could share a website. So let's go back to that sites page and I'll close this down and open the sites link again. And then back under our website, I'll select the share button. Open up this drop down. I currently have the plus plan, so I only see two options here. I can set it to private or anybody on the internet. If you have a business plan or an enterprise plan, you'll probably see a third option here. And that third option is where you can set it to everybody within your workspace. For example, if you have like a public landing page, setting it to anybody on the internet would be fine. But if you have a site that contains private information or needs to be shared securely within a team, I would look into the ChatGPT business or enterprise workspace plans and then use the access controls available to your team. But since this is an example website and I have no private information on it, I'll select it to everyone on the internet. And once you select this publish button, you'll launch your website out into the wild. So let's do that. Now back in the browser, if you refresh it, your application should be live. Now that we have a website and it's up and running, how do we make changes to it or update it? Let's say, for example, if we go back to the application, just as an example, normally this would get updated dynamically, but let's say we want to change this from Jordan to Bob. And then also down here at the bottom, we'll change this to BM right here, and then change this from Jordan to Bob. So we need to make a few changes to this page here. We can try to describe that within a chat. So let's try that. We'll go in here. Being inside the website, I'll describe the changes I want to make. Okay. All right, there we go. So you could do it this way. This is one way of doing it, but there's actually a better way of doing this so there's no confusions. If you go back to the sites page, then on the far right, select the three dots and then edit. Then I'll clean this up. And what's nice about this is it's pulling in our website into a new chat. And just to be specific, we could target our project. Now on the far top right here, select the annotation button or the annotate and select what you want to update. I'll use the dictate button. They also have that here. Change this name from Jordan to Bob. Okay, that looks good to me. And then I'll also update this down here. Change this name from Jordan Miller to Bob Miller. All right. And then another change I would like is this profile image here. Update this from JM to BM. Okay, update the initials. Perfect. I really like this annotate button because you could really target what you want to update instead of trying to describe it within the prompt. Now you should see your three annotations here. And you can send that off here, or you could just use that button at the top right. And let's press send and add those changes. The changes have been made and that took a couple minutes, and now I'm being asked, would you like to publish now? Before we actually publish this, let's review the code. And you could also ask ChatGPT to run this application locally. Let's do that. Can you run these changes locally within the browser before we publish it? And then send that in. Okay, ChatGPT has fired up the application and you can view it at localhost 3000. And there it is within the URL up there at the top. And this is nice to run the application locally and actually verify that the changes were made before you actually deploy it to the server. ChatGPT is saying that these changes were verified, and I'll just double check, and yes, the change was made there. And down here, the initials were updated, and then also the full name was updated as well. This looks great. Let's publish the changes. I'll use the dictate button again. The changes look great. Can you publish the changes to the server? Okay, we'll send that in. Okay, ChatGPT has finished publishing our changes, and you can preview it from within ChatGPT. And you can see that our name was updated. And you could also verify this from within the browser. So here we have Jordan. Let's refresh it. And now it's Bob. Once your site is live, you may want to know whether anyone is visiting it. And the way to do that is go back to that sites link. And there it is. And then the site that you want to view the analytics on, go back to the three dots and select analytics. And here you can see all the unique visitors and the page views. Another thing you could change to your site is your domain. So if you have access to your own domain and you would rather use that instead of what they set up here for you, you could set that. So if you have access to the domain name server, wherever you purchased your domain, like for example, I own oopcodersbackup.com, you could set your site's website to use that domain that you own instead of having this. Let's take a look at how we could do that. If you go back to sites again, and then we'll go to the 3 dots on the right. So this is the website you were just looking at, the baby shower gift list. And then on the right, select settings. Here you can set many different general settings, but if we go down to domains, and under domains is where you could request your domain name server settings. Then you'll need to log into your domain. In this case, it's oopcodersbackup.com, and set your settings to whatever they're giving you here. Once you make a change to your domain name server settings, it might take a few minutes before your domain actually reflects your website. Inside that settings section, you can also set the environment variables and secret variables that your website might have. For example, this baby shower gift list website uses a shared family access code. The actual value should be configured as a protected site secret, and that's so the application could check the submitted code on the server without exposing the secret value in the browser. So within the settings section of the baby shower gift list website, I have the environment variables, and then here is the secret, and this is where I keep the family access code for everyone to get access to the website. Another thing to note on this settings page is this is the place if you want to delete a site. You can find that at the bottom of this page. The last thing I would like to cover with you is deploying a website that was not generated by the Sites plugin. If you already have a compatible project on your computer, you can open its folder in Codex and ask the Sites plugin to inspect and prepare it for hosting. So let's do that. I have a website I have already created, and I'll pull that project in. And the project is called Palette Forge. And then in here, I'll paste a very useful snippet I have. So inspect the existing project and explain its frameworks, package manager, build command, environment variable names, storage requirements, and any site's capability issues. And what I'm talking about here with sites, I'm not talking about the website itself. I'm talking about any issues with the Sites plugin. Then preserve the current architecture and make only the changes required for deployment. Run the normal project checks and save a reviewable version. Do not deploy until I approve. Let's run this. Okay, that has completed running, and that took around 3 minutes. And I'm seeing here that the site's compatibility issues, there's no blocking issues. So that's good. So let's pull that plugin back in. So I'll search for the Sites plugin, and then I'll use the dictate button to ask it to deploy this website. Can you deploy this website? All right, and then let's send that in. Okay, it's done deploying the website, so it should be up on the live server. If we go to the Sites page, and there it is, it's been deployed, and let's select that. Open up the preview window. I'll close down the side panel here. And now we have a website that was not generated by the Sites plugin, but was deployed by the Sites plugin. And that covers the basic workflow for ChatGPT sites. So hopefully this gets you up and running using the Sites plugin. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.